Hello everyone, welcome back to Brook Creations. Today I'm going to be starting a new project. I was at a local craft store and I saw these really cute little backpacks, and I have two girls that are just starting pre-K, so I thought why not make them some custom embroidered backpacks. Now I just started embroidering, so I'm not super good at it, and I'm always trying new hobbies, so I thought this would be a good one to try, so come along with me and see how they turn out. So I started out by picking a font for my girls' names and basically just put it on my iPad and then put it on full brightness and put the backpack over my iPad. This allowed me to see the pattern through the fabric, and then I used a pen to trace the name onto the backpack. I used one of those pens where when you get it hot, it basically disappears. It's some sort of like friction pen. This way, when I'm done doing the embroidery, I can iron the backpack and the pen basically disappears. Next, I put a hoop on just to try to make the embroidery a little bit easier. And then I went through and I started picking some colors. Since this is for my girls and they love pink and purple, I basically just pulled out every shade of pink and purple that I have. I started the actual embroidery by filling in the centers of the flowers. I just used a pretty normal yellow for this, kind of like a sunshine yellow, to make the centers of these flowers. I used a woven rose stitch on the centers of these flowers. I had to kind of figure out how to do it on the R and the L without having the full circle, but I think it turned out pretty good. After finishing up the centers of the flowers, I went ahead and started the petals. For all the petals on this backpack, I used the Lazy Daisy stitch, and I started with a light pink. As you'll see here in a few seconds, I then moved on to a darker pink for the R, and then I moved back to the light pink for an L, and then back to the dark pink for an O. One thing that I didn't anticipate when I started this project as being a challenge was actually my cats. They are like aggressively helpful whenever I'm doing any sort of crafts. They want to lay on my lap, they want to lay right near me, and of course this string, they just wanted to bite and pull at it every single time I was pulling it through the backpack. The last step I'm going to show in this video is going around the border of the letters, just to really bring those to the forefront of the design. I used a stem stitch to go around all of the letters on this backpack, and I used a dark purple to do that. Here you can see that on a cat, again, just interfering with me trying to get this done. He's extra cute, but he can definitely be extra naughty too. I went back and forth on trying to decide if I wanted to continue the outline along the edge of the flower or if I wanted to end the outline on the edge of the flower, and I ended up deciding to actually continue it around the letter along the edge of the flower, and I think it actually ended up giving it a nice clean look on the R and the L. I actually ended up going back and adding a lighter purple on the inside of the letters in a chain stitch, and that really made the dark purple pop. You'll see this at the end of the video when I show the finished product. So here you can see the finished backpacks. I actually ended up making 2 of them. I did some kind of different flowers on each of them just because my girls are twins, and so I know they like things to be the same, but I also want them to know that they're a little bit different. So here's the flowers I added on Arlo's backpack. And then here's Iris's name. I did that one a little more like big flower centers, kind of like big sunflowers. The last thing I did to add a cute little personalized touch to these backpacks was added these little zipper strings. I used to make these friendship bracelets like this all the time, so I just decided to add those in pink and purple instead of the plain tan strings that were on there originally. And that's the finished product. Thanks for watching.